How's it going?
Doing well, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm thinking this has got to be one of the most interesting off seasons for you as far as how the season ended, losing in the Super Bowl, and then you digest all the media this off season leading up to when we get you now. What has the off season been like?
Man, just extreme focus. You got to digest everything, and be able to come back with a clear mindset, going to each year with a clear mindset. Basically, it's hard to wash out that taste of losing the Super Bowl, but that's why you have the off season, so you can come back, go recuperate and come back, with a fresh mindset going into training camp.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Good, Pete.
Hey, Frank. Chiefs added Jarran Reed in the offseason. That was when you had your best year of your career in 2018 with the Seahawks. What do you think it was about the partnership of you two that made you guys so successful for that year?
Jarran, he's a great player. They do a hell of a job developing those players up there at Alabama. And, ever since he had came in the league when I was in Seattle, me and him, instantly bonded on and off the field. And I think that plays a big role. When you got a guy you can trust off the field, you got a guy you can trust, it'll be easier for you to trust him on the field. Just being able to compliment each other on each other's game, and play off of each other well, I think those are things that helped us, be successful when we played together.
Let's go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Frank. What's up, man?
How you doing, Sam?
Good. I'm wondering now that you've been so far removed from it, if you can kind of just reflect on what you thought of the last year and how it went for you personally, and then just how you're sort of turning the page to this year and your expectations for yourself.
Man, just fulfilling my goals. I didn't hit my goals last year. Well, I hit some of them. I didn't hit all of them. One of them being one of my sack numbers and stuff like that. But like I said, you got to be able to wash your mind up. It's a long year. It's been a long 2 years for us personally, and I just look forward to getting back out there and when the season starts and doing what I love to do. Rushing the passer and stopping the run.
Let's go next to Sarin Petro. Go ahead, Sarin.
Frank, I know in some ways it's just an accounting number, but cap hits are a reality for putting together an entire roster. And there's been a number of different stories that have been written that point out that you've got the biggest cap hit for a player that's not a quarterback. Is that a pressure? Is that something you weigh on your shoulders? Is that something you think about that maybe drives you, or what reaction do you have to hearing that number?
Yeah, it's more things that drive me though, than the cap number and stuff like that though. I got teammates, who got my back. I got, a coaching staff who got my back. So I think that's what matters the most, and everything is in-house. So, I don't really look at everything outside of, my team and, what's going on in the NFL and stuff like that. I just honestly show up to work and do the best that I can every day.
Let's go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Frank, good to see you.
How you doing, Matt?
Hey, doing well, thanks. Yeah, Coach Baggs has talked about you and Chris playing more on the edge on the opposite side of you. You guys have obviously done it a little bit in the past, but what is it with you on one side and you think Chris on the other, and you guys sharing that edge spot that you think gives you guys an advantage when you two are in those positions?
Man, I think it kind of opens up the game more, honestly. You find that a lot of times, we made it easier on teams to make adjustments and stuff last year when me and Chris lined up on the same side. And that's due to the position. It's only so much you can help when, you got one guy playing 3 tech, you got another guy playing the end. But, Chris going to the end position, it just opens up the game much more. It makes it harder. Now they got to pick a size, whether we're going to slide right or we're going to slide left. We just know now it's a higher chance that we're going to be able to give, better looks and stuff like that from the offense.
Looks like we got 4 more. We'll go right down the line, starting with Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Good to see you, Frank. I want to ask you about 2 guys on your D-line. Obviously, the rookie, Josh, just what are your early impressions of him? And another year with Taco, seeing what he did before he got injured last year, where do you see where he can go in year 2 with you guys?
Man, for Taco, the sky's the limit. Still a young guy, going into year 5. And just, just having fun. It's going to be important for him and imperative for him to get all the way healthy so that, he can have a great camp and, leading into the season. When guys have injuries like that, the main thing is just coming back, being able to bounce back and have the confidence and the trust in themselves to do what they love to do. And, rookie, he's doing a great job, in his learning. He's very smart. Physically, he's blessed and gifted. think he's 6'6", like 250. Just physically, he's gifted and blessed. And, I look forward to seeing what he's going to do, and, man, what he can do to help this team.
Let's go next to Todd Lebo. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Frank, I just noticed you hadn't been very active on Twitter since the Super Bowl. You've been keeping a low profile. What kind of things you've been doing off the field besides, working on getting ready for the season?
Man, just working. Honestly, I haven't been on Twitter in so long. I don't even remember my Twitter password and stuff like that. But I'm fine without social media. Social media has always been like a thing, that I don't really need. You know what I mean? This has been something that's always been entertainment just for my fans, my way of interacting with fans and stuff like that. I've taken the initiative this past offseason just to focus more, on myself and, fine tuning my game and getting it back to form. Last few years, dealing with injuries, dealing with a lot of personal stuff like that. It takes a wear on you. Sometimes you got to take that break, that mental break, so you can get back to it and, put football back first. And that was my goal. And that is my goal.
Last two, we'll go Adam and then Matt. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Frank, how you doing today?
Doing good, Adam. How are you? I see the shades.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you talked a minute ago about your goals for last year, sack numbers, that kind of stuff. You got some of them, you didn't get some of them. What were those goals, if you don't mind going into those? And what are your goals for this season?
It's always to get 10 plus, that's always my goal. You get 15, that's even better. You get 20, you're in a whole different league. You're talking, defensive MVP talks. But, my goal, I always set them high. You know what I mean? If I'm not looking at myself and competing with, these quarterbacks at the NFL and chasing MVP numbers and competing with Aaron Donald, as a reigning MVP, defensive MVP, I'd be a fool. But I gotta set my standards high, so that if I do fall short, I'm not disappointed. And I feel like that's my ultimate goal.
We'll go last to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Frank. I know it's day one of minicamp, long way to go here, but looking at the talent in your room along the defensive line, yourself, Chris, adding Jarran, and the young guys in your room as well, what are your expectations for what this pass rush can achieve in 2021?
Man, I feel like we're going to have a lot of fun out there. You got a lot of young guys that's willing to step up. Some guys you didn't even name. You got, Colin Saunders. You got, it's a lot of young talent. I feel like over the first few years we had we was new. We didn't really know each other. It was one of those type of things we was playing. But I feel like at this point of going into year 3, basically with our foundation kind of being set now, with us, basically knowing the layout of our defense, knowing where each person is going to be, knowing how each person plays. I feel like that all plays into our favor, honestly.
Frank, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate y'all. See you guys soon.
All right.